BuzzFeed asks these questions so they have more content. You're talking to bots way more often than you think. Edit, and this got more upvotes than I expected. That's reassuring, although I don't think it hurts to be reminded. On another note, something to consider is that when you post things publicly, there's a chance that what you say is getting picked up and fed to an algorithm to teach AI. So your voice is being added to the tapestry in some small way. Just another thing to ponder while online. Is this a bot? Whose voices is it mimicking? The government had a hand in creating and/or popularizing some of the more outlandish conspiracy theories in order to make questioning the official story seem inherently crazy by association. Easily that Epstein didn't kill himself. The reason Disney came out with a movie called Frozen was so that when you googled Disney Frozen you would get search results about the movie and not about Walt Disney supposedly being cryogenically frozen. That Disney thought that Clinton would win the 2016 election, so they had already completed the animatronic for the Hall of Presidents, but then Trump won, so they sloppily altered the Clinton animatronic to look sort of like him. Greater than Robert Kardashian destroyed evidence that would he convicted OJ. He was handed a Louis Vuitton garment bag while OJ's assistant writers OJ returned from Chicago. None of the cops paid any attention to him as he walked away. We H the bag. When the bag theory was discovered a month later, Kardashian claimed to have lost it. This is a super niche one, but I believe Jan Carmel was a fraud. She did not live to 122. Jan Carmel had a daughter, Yvonne, who apparently died at age 36. She later moved in with the daughter's husband and helped raise her grandchild. Or did she? Maybe the mother is the one who died, and the daughter took up her name. When she became more well-known in her later years, most people who saw her claimed she looked decades younger than her age. There are 10 people who have lived more than 117 years, and 9 of them never made it to 120. Yet here is this one crazy outlier that outlived all the rest by 2 years. I literally don't believe it. When these theories have been raised, a simple way to prove them wrong has been suggested: a quick dig, a small DNA sample, and compare the DNA against the known relatives from Yvonne's father's side of the family. If it's Jean, then there will be far less of a match. They were distant cousins. If it's Yvonne, there will be a strong match. The family refused to check. My mom has a theory that whenever a contestant on Wheel of Fortune gets greedy and spins, when the puzzle is clearly easily solvable, they manipulate the wheel to land on bankrupt. Also, whenever there is a good-looking girl on, she believes they manipulate the game so that girl wins. Edit, thanks for all the replies. I didn't think this many people would take it this seriously, but I have heard of the quiz show scandal. That's why I don't really believe these theories. It's more of a fun, harmless talking point when it does happen. Can't speak for my mom though, she may truly believe it. The NSA/CIA/FBI/DHS is posting this question daily to gauge the success of their disinformation campaigns. Wheel of Fortune gets contestants just as smart as Jeopardy, but weed out the smart ones and choose folks with average IQ. A few smart ones break through here and there, but 90% are somewhat dense. I was going to a mega church that kept expanding in a poor part of town, buying up all the property around it. There was a laundromat that was a holdout, wouldn't sell for anything. One night, that laundromat burned down. The church graciously helped them clean up the site, then they finally sold. It's not a stretch at all to see what really happened. There was never a shortage of Krispy Kreme donuts. P2 acts so insane and petty at times that I believe it is run by meat industries to make animal rights activists look bad. The makers of the Sonic movie made the horrible design on purpose to take over the internet for free advertisement, then changed the design to be so much better. And of course everyone heard about it. It convinced potential viewers that they care for their product and decided to support the movie. They tweeted saying that they hear us and want us to enjoy it, so they just willingly changed the whole thing. Like that would ever happen. It all seems oddly possible to me. New Coke was a cover for switching to high fructose corn syrup. Toothpaste companies show more toothpaste than necessary on toothbrushes on TV commercials to make you think you need more of it in each brush, thus taking away your money faster. The death of Princess Diana was not an accident. Donald Trump did not plan on winning and ran for the attention. The elitist pedophile ring surrounding Epstein. The fact that several members on both sides of the political aisle in the US had strong ties to him, and the reason he was in jail. I think his murder really was a cover-up by the elites to protect their reputation and grasp on power. It's far beyond Epstein didn't kill himself territory, and deeply into the highest caste is orchestrating mob hits territory. Modern art is often a money laundering front. The number of paintings that look like they took about 5 minutes to make, that are then sold to private collectors for millions, is just too suspicious. It's shady and I don't like it. Have you ever seen your neighbor bring in groceries before? I'd if it's a conspiracy, but in my 28 trips around the sun, I never have. The one about mattress stores being money laundering fronts, even though they're not really cash businesses. It is strange that you'll see 2 or 3 giant mattress stores all near each other, yet how often does the average person buy a mattress? Once a decade? I guess the more conventional explanation is that the markup on mattresses is so insanely high that you only need to sell a few per week to make money. I still think there's something fishy going on in those stores though. US politicians intentionally keep us fighting amongst ourselves about our political parties to distract us from the real issues and keep themselves in power. I don't think the whole 2-party system is a hoax, but I think the politicians don't actually give a shit. They just want power and money, and they will fake any viewpoint to get paid. The US federal government may not be listening to every single call, but they have the ability to immediately listen in on any call. And there's a solid chance they're recording them all, but only retaining the recordings for a relatively short period of time. Sarah Palin claimed to have given birth to her 4th child after her water broke and she got on a plane from Texas to Wasilla, Alaska. It was 24 hours and she passed major city hospitals to give birth in private at her sleepy backwater city. They won't let women in their 3rd trimester get on a plane, let alone after their water breaks. It was actually her daughter Bristol who gave birth out of wedlock and she covered it up. Lee Harvey Oswald did not act alone. Someone, be it the CIA, mob, or someone else, used him as a scapegoat. I think a lot of people wanted him dead. The family memes were created to create hype for F9. Edit, where, greater than were. The government was behind. Op is trying to get people taken out. My conspiracy theory is that governments often have no idea what they are doing, and most evil or bad stuff that happens is through incompetence rather than malicious intent. The new Coke recipe was made to be a failure so that they could bring back the old recipe as Coca-Cola Classic and get a sales spike. I think Chancellor Palpatine is a Sith Lord. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment to suggest what video we should do next. Please check some of our other videos out.